Hey guys, and welcome back to my EU5 Poland campaign. By 1530 you see so far so good. We keep scaling our economy, we keep scaling our base tax. Most of these terrains are our full cores, and we've got plenty of vassals and fiefdoms over here that are actually a bit disloyal, so I'm steadily removing the quantity of them and start differentiating. So you'll see that the blue ones are vassals, the pink ones are fiefdoms, and I have far too many fiefdoms. We're working on fixing that. You'll see that I also moved my capital to Warsaw, thanks to which the proximity spreads really nicely, and so is the control. And finally, I also did create a new market in Toruń, so now I also have a better market access to my locations, which is impacting the production, the output in the locations. You want to have high market access and high control to make sure that you take the most out of the buildings that you have. I'm sure that many of you are currently looking for great deals around Black Weeks, Black Friday, so if you check sponsor of today's videos, enable.com, you'll find deals up to 17% cashback on thousands of games. If you check that link, you will land on a landing page where even EU4 is here, and many other great games, game points like for FC26, Fortnite V-Bucks if you're playing it, and many more. I do recommend keep checking that page up until the 21st November, because they are jumping in with new deals every 2-3 days. And of course, if you use the link in the description, you're gonna also support the channel. Let's get back to the Poland campaign. For today, we'll continue scaling and coring these newly conquered provinces, vassalizing the subjects, and we'll definitely do another war against Bohemia. Looks like... yeah, they are in a coalition against us. So honestly, there's absolutely no rush taking them down. What I might go and take care of is Fair, just to keep expanding east. Or even Moscow, but with Moscow we've improved relations a lot. So let's do Fair with the next same, and then we'll be steadily taking care of the internal matters. You see, we've ended the session with 21,000, and that's why I will continue investing that money into buildings, so we spread our proximity even to the eastern lands, which is actually totally doable. Looks also like Kraków has issues with food now that I created Toruń, because in this market I have a lot of towns and cities. So let me now look at our rural locations and see where I can produce more food to make sure that I avoid a catastrophe in Kraków. In general, you also want 0.01 price of the food in your market, just like I have in Toruń. In Kraków, looks like it increased to 0.04, and low food price is what is impacting when we look at what of the locations. It is impacting how fast your population grows. You see, large food storage is impacting that, as well as cheap food, 0.05% each. You see, Suraj over here is having livestock, which is also a pretty good source of the food. You see, it's 8 food that livestock is having, and it is a maximum RGO. But what I can follow this up is building irrigation, and I'm gonna start building it already to the max level. We'll get available peasants over time to be hired over there, and I'm gonna do the same in as many locations here as possible. Even, you know, the town locations, when you look at the raw materials, like you see here, wet, wherever possible, I will be also building irrigation. See, this guys have positive, and I go to irrigation instead. It only can be built on locations where you have actual river. That's why I think what's gonna be useful is the food map modes, so you can understand which locations are a huge source of the food. Even wool is a source of food. That's why in Żywiec I'm also gonna build irrigation, even though this is a town. It actually already does have a level 7 of irrigation, which is can improve another level, but you see, it's 35% of food productivity it gives. So even though, you know, it's hills, it's actually a rural settlement, so I'm making it profitable to make out of food here. Can we also build farming village here? Actually, see what farming village is producing livestock. So let me do that, especially I have plenty of peasants I can have here hired. And farming villages I can generally build from that screen. I can just build wherever it is anyhow profitable. But what's important for us is that they do supply us with food. And you see, when we go to the buildings and search in the market, you can also just search for what specific modifier it does. So it could be produces food. See, I'm doing irrigation. I've got pan-long canals everywhere already. Farming villages are being improved. Fruit orchards, you see, it's barely profitable, but it's also a source of the food. Forest village is probably not really profitable. It is in some locations. And I think I don't like about the map mode of building irrigation. It should be showing you when you hover, like if it produces any food already in that location. So, now I have to jump between this map mode, which is also per province. It's not totally 100% useful, but yeah, when you hover, you'll be able to see which location is responsible for the food production specific province. But yeah, I think that's it for Kraków. Now let me show you the buildings map, the construction. This is what we are working on for the market. Let's see the impact. Right now, when you hover on the market and you go to the food, you see that we are having minus 1.5 thousand of balance of the food. Let's see how good we can get it. And since we are very efficient with the book production, we have a huge production of it, I'll keep exporting the books. I'll probably get a bit more of the trade capacity to do so. And this is because, you know, when you get more demand, which I create by the exports, also the productivity of the book workshops will be higher, so I'll be able to build more of them, so they create more demand for the paper. And then I think the paper buildings also create the demand, the paper workshops, as we see for stuff like cloth, lumber, and fiber corps. There are some votes happening right now in the Catholic Church. First of all, for the papal authority. Yeah, how about we vote for the higher religious influence? I think I'll go for today's episode to break the trade income to be over 500. Should be doable. And overall income, how about we get it to 3,000 with 5,000 base tax? The last piece of Age of Discovery advances I'm missing are the colonial ones, the New World. But there'll be a few advances very useful here in general, like Rise of the Burghers, food production, a trading hub, pop promotion speed. You see, I need to take some plantation and colonial stuff on the way to this. Arts Academy, iron output, silver output, copper output, max RGO size, construction speed, Mercury Patio, which is increasing the gold and silver output a lot. And that's pretty much it. I don't need the proximity cost for port in Poland, and we'll be waiting for the next age to come soon. Let's start another debate in the Council of Trent. You see, we can change the veneration of sand and reliquaries. We could decrease the thief cost modifier, and which gives us the innovative progress and just more money for our clergy to invest into the country. See, whole Europe needs the books. Let me spread the love with my books across Europe. See, their prices like vary between 5 and 6, while my price of the books is at 2.7 with the quantity of them I'm producing. Nobody agrees with me. This is gonna fail. I know you guys wanted me to clear borders Polsk. I'm gonna use the fact that they are like too fair to make them my vassal, not fiefdom. How is stats of the ruler, by the way? You see, it is improving. He's removed, that's a side effect. Some subjects I think that just changed the religion of my ruler. Previous one was Sunni, this one is removed, but you see how the stats are improving. And from Tver, I'm gonna do the same trick I did for like Lithuania, where I'm cutting off the capital for the rest and taking low control locations, which is a bit of border goal in phase 1, but we'll be fixing that. You see also that's plenty of antagonists, 313. That's why whenever you peace out, you should use your cabinet to improve your diplomatic reputation, because the diplomatic reputation impacts how much antagonists we are getting. So you see, this is instead 281, which is a fairly massive difference. Just let me also show you, this is our borders before piecing out. Wanted to show you because they're gonna get much worse after this PC, at least for a while. You know what? Less of the tricks and more of good borders. Just not take the capital. I don't want to go too bad with the borders, and I'm doing that for you guys, okay? Efficiently would take as much as possible, but just for no bad comments, I'm gonna take this. And what I'll be also doing, I'll be giving the vassals into hands of the crown. I'm not sure if it impacts the estate power. Because of that war, Moscow can join my coalition. That's why I will declare a war on them immediately. How on earth are you allied to Bulgaria, Bohemia, Vladimir, Hungary? All of this, you know what? I will let them join the coalition. I anyway wanted to take right now a while to scale. Oh, Anglicans just happened. And the answer is the vassals don't increase the crown power. You see, weapon workshops are gonna create demand for tools, iron, coal, and lumber. So if you look at each, you see we got in total lots of lumber. Actually, on the balance, same for coal. A bit of supply of iron, and just on the level of tools. So I need to get more tools, more lumber, and more iron. Tools and lumber, I need to get more of these two. And I'm gonna repeat the same in the second market that I'm micromanaging, so the market of Krakow. Tools, lumber, and then the workshops. Now after the recent changes to the food that I was showing you, see I'm having a 1.3 thousand surplus of the food balance. The price first increase, I'll be working on right now on reducing the target price. Society of Jesus, which is one of the effects of the country reformation, I can allow them, which gives me innovative and pop conversion speed, or I can get more heretical allowance. How much of it do we have now? Not too good, because I'm destroying the patriarchates. So that's why let's just focus on getting pop conversion speed. Here goes New Age, Age of Reformation. So I can choose another focus. Military focus, the best things that it has is for defense, as well as culture's capacity percentage and siege ability. In the Diplo focus, there's 10% tax efficiency and 20% efficiency of the cabinet. The rest of the bonuses are useful, especially the trade and diplomatic ones, as well as the bonuses of colonization. For admin, is nothing really that very much convinces me. There's like tolerances over here, pop conversion speed, 4 times less tax efficiency, and some culture's capacity. That's why I'm gonna go for the diplomatic focus. The age itself unlocks a lot of guarantee forms. Let me just actually review if there's anything I would like to take. Nothing really crazy. Subject opinions is definitely helpful, but it's also not really worth cancelling of my current guarantee form. Overall, for the bonuses for everyone in this age, you see the trade maintenance is reduced. We've got 33% pop conversion speed. Control impact on war score goes down to minus 60%. The expected army size is bigger. The antagonist influences change like this, and levies become even more useless. My expected army size is still half of my actual army. An institution spawned just next to us. See, Riga is the home for confessionalism. I actually was planning to annex South Livonia, because I was make this my own market, but maybe not yet. I definitely need to create a new market here, so this is like a black hole of the markets. How about control? Control is not bad, so definitely it is gonna be useful to create a market center here. On the other hand, artillery started in Krakow. Let's actually see what kind of bonuses this is giving to us. Birthplace of printing press gives me a local max literacy. Birthplace of artillery gives me local cannon output. Riga, on the other hand, is giving local pop conversion speed. See, my burghers are super loyal, so I should aim on increasing their taxation level. So if we go to the rights of the burghers, I could take the maximum tax, but it's also less of the equilibrium. But I could also go for 5% production efficiency, which is what I'm gonna take. Let's look. It's gonna take time. Yeah, so it's gonna be hard to show you, but in the meantime, see the Another building push I was showing you is taking place. It's 3.3 thousand base tax already. Oh, we've got claim from Zlewikk in Bohemia, but I already learned that that's a massive amount of antagonists from this CP, and I would have whole Europe in a coalition as a result. And you see, the food is right now on the right price. So for example, if you go to, how about we go to a rural location, like, see, Opochno, the population increase here is 0.56% because there's prosperity, this is a rural settlement, so this 0.10%, food is cheap, there's free land available, and we have got large food storage. King Jerzy is already 100, and he became Sunni. I'm telling you, the amount of the fiefdoms, they must be having some control of his religion, because he was Romuva, now he's Sunni. What's next? You see, I'm slowly starting to get out of vassals, so there's a modifier country strength of all vassal countries with overlord. This is very little, but if you go on the other hand to fiefdoms, this is a lot, even though I keep decreasing the quantity of fiefdoms. I'm looking for a position new trade center, and looks like Grodno, or maybe even something a bit more soft. See, also rivers help spreading control, so ideally it is around here or here that it created on. Maybe this one. Yeah, Brezava can also create a town here. Let's see, 75% iron output, 3384 tax base, and after Maftik, 3599. And we're also about to create that new market, which is also gonna boost our tax base. There it is. Let's see how the market is gonna look like. Oof. Actually, it's gonna be big, on the cost of mainly Kraków and Toruń, Kiev. This one is also, I will need on here and here markets, but that's for the future. 3.6 thousand, and after Maftik, that's 3740. Now I have to reorganize my trades, because this is dropped for sure. But you know what, since this is like a second category trade node like Kiev is, I think I'm gonna just let it automate. Porezava. Yeah, there's a decent amount of the trade power here. Let's see how much income is gonna be able to take out of it. What I should do is to invest my money into building in Porezava, just to make sure that I'm filling any demands. Now that I got some additional taxes from the parliament, look, my income is 3.3 thousand, so I have almost 2,000 of positive balance, and so much money, I have nothing to spend it on. Yeah, I can spend it on more buildings, but the return of the profit on some of them is not gonna be that high. Looks like Porezava has generally issues with food. I need to fix that. Oh, the 100 liter is gone. Let's see how fast Kazimierz 7th Piast, and we keep the capital in Warszawa. Let's see how fast the Kazimierz 7th is gonna get to the max stats. He's old though, so that's not helpful. The hunting accident happened to Air. He wasn't that good. After a run of fixes, looks like the stockpile full is increasing and the food price is decreasing in Porezava. So remember, this is very important for the population growth, which is actually 3,000 a month already. Porezava, as you see, is actually earning as much money as Kiev is from the automated markets. Obviously Kraków and Toruń are the main markets when I'm making money. Look, for the first time for a long time, we only have like 10 subjects that are disloyal, and all of them are very close to be loyal, and this way I'm making 400 ducats from the diplomacy. And as promised, we've hit 500 of trade income. The others are still ongoing, but you can see the income is 3,000 and the base tax is 3.8 thousand. Just look how the calculation are. So you see vassals have 2.4 strength, fiefdoms are at still very high, 65. Just my relative power is saving me. 4,000 tax base, 600 trading. Look how much I'm selling salt to myself from Kraków to Kiev, but you see also selling food for myself from Kiev to Kraków. So a lot of the trades is just simply making money between my own markets. Got 73 advances in Age of Discovery. I don't think I'm gonna take more. It's time to take some in Age of Reformation. Let's see if we have any Polish advances. Granary of Europe, gives food production and wet output 25%. And the Winged Hussars. Now it's too bad that it just shows all the stats instead of showing a comparison to a normal cavalry unit type. Yeah, you see heavy lancers, 45200. 45200, so the differences are on the right hand side. So these guys have 2 initiative, these guys have double the initiative, and also morale damage done. I'm gonna definitely do a stack of Winged Hussars only. So how about we go ahead and embrace artillery institution, so we can go straight for the Winged Hussars. Let's do that. We'll also unlock some pikemen, diplomatic reputation, new cannons, army morale, bastions to create more demand for our goods, 20% efficiency of the cabinet, that's from the age focus, baggage train, max literacy for the clergy for sure, cannon workshop. That's it, so I'm pretty much taking most of the monasteries in that age. Discovery of the New World, 1551. It's not me, it's just someone discovered it. That's late. For the first time in like 4 decades, we don't have a single disloyal subject. Which, let's see if that's gonna increase. I just annexed one of the most profitable subjects, because they were also one of the most disloyal. Yeah, 378 of diplomatic income. It is being outscaled by spending. So far, these two were balanced, not anymore. It's still worth to have all of these subjects because, you know, I can't spread control that much, and these guys have high controls in their respective counties. So that's definitely still worth it. They're making money for us. They're making products for us, so I can then trade them. I only figured out now that we are playing on a new patch and there are some changes already. So this icon is new. That darker water is a mod that I'm using, I love it. You see there's some new UI to the diplomatic spending. It's actually saying what it does. Loyalty to subjects, diplomatic capacity, maximum diplomats and monthly diplomats. You can now decide if you want to spend money on food or not. I will. I don't want locations to starve, and if they have a lot of food, then the population growth should be faster. Building maintenance looks a bit different as well. They also apparently made the trade cost higher, so you see instead of 600 of additional balance of the trade, I have 466. It's weird because I felt already that the taxation is so much more OP than trade. See how much I'm earning from tax and how much from trade. And we unlock barracks, which is an improvement. Wait, what? Korean barracks to the armory, which as you see requires more goods, so it's time to create more demand and increase our base tax again. So I'm not only gonna build the barracks, but also the buildings providing the goods for the barracks, like for example, gunsmith. A new market was just created in St. Helena by France, and for some reason I got notification about it. Also now apparently, I was doing the changelog. If you put your ruler as a general or admiral, it's gonna give you associated values impact. So for example, him being an admiral is giving me actually ruler is an admiral plus 0.10. Let's change that as we will actually want to go towards land. That's good that they've read the changelog, otherwise we would have a problem. Books Eldorado just ended. AI started actually doing the right production, so you see my income from the books exports is actually much lower now. And there we are. The Winged Hussars unit is now available. And I'm gonna make a unique stack with just Winged Hussars, no one else. 40 regiments? Well, how about we try it with more initiative and more morale damage. I honestly also wish there was an automations for diplomatic actions, like you could decide improve relations with the subjects, like we had in EU4, because I just keep micromanaging my improve opinions with all the subjects. This way I'm getting great, but amount of micro that costs me is a tiny bit too much. So we've got location of here of Pinsk, where AI made it a town, even though it's an amber location. Let me downgrade it, because that RGO is important. In the meantime, if I unlocked pikemen, which should make the size of the regiments much bigger than early arquebusiers. Shouldn't there be an advance for arquebusiers in general? Yes, they are, and it's on the way, so I shouldn't just change everything to pikemen. Just... this is gonna increase a lot. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks. So how about we change 1 to pikemen, and the rest is gonna be arquebusiers. Arquebusiers, you'll see that they have the same damage, but they have 6 times more initiative. They have +5, but because of increased moral damage taken, and also strength damage done, so they just feel the front line much faster. Oh, Jan Kochanowski, a great poet from Poland, skill 80. His skills will be useful for sure, and that's gonna be my whole budget spent on him. And we also got Piotr Skarga, which is another historic personality for Poland. I think spiritual is actually good and centralization even better, and that is because we want to slowly convert everything to Catholic. See, it is already good. It's 78% of our population, but at the eastern flank needs an upgrade. Oh yeah, and the stats of my role is already at the maximum. And another very historical figure, Jan Zamoyski. Now that I also fixed my subjects' loyalty, I can just pay less for my diplomas, just enough to have some diplomats by increasing relations, and now I'm earning more from diplomacy than spending. Also, since I'm making so much money, I will actually start drilling each of my armies. You know what, there's so much mark of the trade right now, I'm actually gonna temporarily switch the training to automated. Let's see how our trade is gonna change. It dropped a lot without the books. While waiting for the new production methods and new building types. Then I'm gonna start playing around with the trade again. Look, as we improve cannons to a new type, yeah, the design also changes. Collegium Hussarium is the Jesuits event for Poland, and this I already actually have enacted for Society of Jesus, so nothing changes. We're gonna start construction a Jesuit college in Olsztyn, which gives to the location, yeah, cultural influence, okay, nothing really crazy. And then we convert some peasants to Catholic. It's time to go to war and test our Winged Hussars. Hungary seems to be a perfect fit to do that. They have 8,000 regular army and 56,000 of available levies. To make it more interesting, I'm gonna send only 2 stacks. 2? Let's do 3 stacks. These 2 with cannons and Winged Hussars to try fighting without any support. This will call Moscow into the war, so maybe... Oh, following through the threat. So apparently this CB is when one of your subjects threatens war and the enemy rejects. And that's definitely what these guys did. Like a better target than using the parliament claim. Let's do this, and let's just go straight to that Hungarian stack. Let's see, look, because my initiative is so high, look, I fill the whole line pretty much immediately. This guy's not so much. God damn! We need more Winged Hussars to fight the battles. You guys just siege, and these guys are also very important, not only siege, but also rush down the forts. Let's actually try the pikemen, how they're gonna do it versus a fully stacked fort. 27,000. 1,000 of them died. Time to rush some forts. And that's what I told you earlier. Early units help a lot. Updated units help a lot. Because on the other hand, here I didn't update the units yet, because I'm waiting for the arquebusiers. See, with 15,000, the result is so much different. 3,000 of them died. Yeah, they're gonna wish they never were born. Let's see what the Winged Hussars can do. Oh, the same numbers of troops. Although I'm fighting on a -1 due to vegetation. But look, bombardment phase, right? Which is actually prolonged. At the moment, the bombardment phase ends. Look how fast the Winged Hussars are joining the battlefield compared to their units. This flank has nothing yet. Just killing everything that is coming in the front line. Without any chance for these guys to do anything. They also have all the units, don't they? Let's try on these guys, outnumbered 2-1. And I think I should be able also to see the unit types that they're having. These are levies. Well. In this war I will want to do a few things. I want amber, for sure. I want gold. I want more gold. And I want more gold. Then, on top of that, if we just go back to the just PD screen, on top of that we fix borders. So we take this, we take this, take this. Also this one's occupied. And then let's see how much we can take just to keep the borders nice without getting coalitioned by half of Europe. This will be totally fine, especially that I also take the diplomatic reputation before piecing out. So how about we also take this? Okie dokie. We also see now this tooltip is much better for the loyalty of the subjects. Can I have her see why? Yes! They're just all having levies, so that doesn't help. We also unlocked Bastion, and I'm gonna start improving some of my forts to bastions, especially in the borders, because these create more demand. More demand is bigger base tax, the more taxation take from the states. How about we are gonna go in outnumbered 3-1. Oh, come on, I want to see this beauty in action. Yeah, does not look too good for my southern friends. Are these also levies? Yes, even the knights are here. I'm so sorry, Mr. Hungary. You must be frustrated. Thanks to this war, I'm gonna also take Muscovy out of my coalition. So then I will be able to attack them in a few years after the truce ends, probably with the next parliament. I have to just take a look next time if we have, you know, the special casus belli from Threatened War. How about we try out some standing armies here from Württemberg? Especially attacking with low morale will not help, and them having half a morale more by default. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks damn good. Life is good. Oh, and I also stole some works of art from Moscow. And from Moscow we need more Warsaw because we'll need to break multiple of the alliances. So there's Hungary, there's Georgia, Bulgaria, and Wielki Novgorod. This is, you know, in general one thing that I wish that they improve with the AIs over time is that we teach the AI that rushing technologies with updated troops is OP as hell for the whole warfare. Now they are usually rather slow with it, so you can outsmart them and win the wars easily. If they were the ones rushing these technologies, you'd be in trouble and you'd be forced to do it as well. Hungary decided, it should be better to fight with my subjects in Moldavia. Let's bring Winged Hussars there. I'm about to peace out. Let's see the kill ratios. 34,000 on my side. 120,000 on their side. The power of Winged Hussars. Let me piece this out, taking all of these locations. Before I piece out, let's also make sure we do diplomatic endeavors. We get running out of crown cards. They're dying really fast. Maybe they changed something in this patch because I've also already 50 characters. And I keep marrying the local nobles. But yeah, anyway. There's also now less antagonism. All of the Bavaria cares. That's the only one that I care about. So let me already start improving with them for a few months. Then after the war, I should probably improve with Hungary as well, so they don't join Bohemia and Russians in the coalition. You see, I'm steadily improving the borders, just like here. I do really have to expand further into Silesia and here, but for that we have to dismantle the coalition. That's plenty of AE, so before I go after Bohemia, I have to improve relations with some guys, including these guys, I think, yeah. See, I'm focusing on the spiritualists bonus. And normally I usually go for humanist because it gives pop assimilation speed, but in our case it's not really a problem. I'm assimilating via assimilatory actions, so it's going nicely. The bigger of a problem we have with religions, especially as we'll be expanding by annexing the subjects east, and this helps both with pop conversion speed, but also in general tolerance of the true faith, which then helps with the population satisfaction, which then helps with the max control. And see how long it's gonna take me with nice cabinet efficiency to get like fully a location like Hond here, whole province integrated. See, it's gonna take only 4 years. It's not like it's always taking forever to integrate provinces. You also, as you can stack the various modifiers. Only most important one on the list you'll see is power protection, but more importantly the cabinet efficiency. And it will be also important to assign a head of the cabinet to give him additional 25% of the efficiency. So we can allow Jesuits to create a university in Vilno, which also gives me additional innovative. And we just hit 10 million of population. Let's see how many countries in the world have more. The ones that I see at least is Mamluks and France. How about income wise? Yeah, I'm running away. Warsaw Confederation is even an event, which is Konfederacja Warszawska, probably should be a better naming. I can annex a guarantee from that name that is a for free, gives in progress to humanists, so that one that I'm doing, but also tolerance of heretics and heathens. And then it's gonna get me 20 towards humanist. I mean, it's pretty much free tolerance, so I'm not gonna reject it. Let's take it, but I would assume that we are still going towards spiritualists. And our king died on that news. He lived long enough. And our queen is also old, has not bad stats, and we improve them again for the fiefdoms. Right now the improvement is gonna be slower because I removed plenty of fiefdoms. Same when I'm annexing the subjects, you see it's much faster than early game. It's 5 a month. And it's because of this, how big I am compared to all these subjects, plus 350% modifier here, and then obviously my culture. And also funny thing, we have already more laborers than peasants, which is mainly to stacking the pop promotion speed. Not many sources, but most important one is having high stability all the time. And I did not end up attacking Moscow because I got rebels at over 95%. Split. This is a civil war, so civil wars can stop you from declaring wars. This guy screwed me so much. If I wanted to attack Bohemia, look at this hub box. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 alliances. Bulgaria, Austria, Württemberg, Bavaria, Florence, Volga, Brunswick, Pope, Burgundy, Denmark, Brush. I will attack Moscow. And it's good that the Bohemia is in the coalition because I'm gonna separate piece them and break all of these alliances. Told you each religion needs to have a different religion. Our queen is a Calvinist, and her stats, as promised, are improving. The Frenodis of Jan Kochanowski, I think that's Fraszki in Polish, which is a masterpiece. Yes, please. How many works so far do we have? 95 already, 2 of them being a magnum opus. See, as we are stacking more and more work of arts, it gives me culture tradition, monthly prestige, and progress to innovative. Oh, there's a bubonic plague going in our country. Hey, what did they do? Why is it back? And why my country is the center of it? That doesn't look good at all. 870. 960, 70. Yeah, I'm not gonna have 10 million population after this plague. But you know what's the funniest part? It's pretty much not spreading outside of my country. My subjects, a bit of north, but it doesn't even think about going to Western Europe. Why I've lost already over 1 million people. Anyway, my population. Let's now go through the. Should we go confessionalism or the global? I think we'll go global trade now. We go confessionalism first, because there'll be a few important ones like trade efficiency. That I'm gonna focus on first. War score cost, subject's opinion, disease resistance, mercury patio level and cabinet seat, extraction speed, build road speed and lumber output. I guarantee form I should have taken out earlier, legalization of power, Supreme Court, crown power for sure, and monthly rebel growth. From here let's take the trade capacity maximum diplomats. I don't really need market attraction. Oh yeah, we've lost I think 1.5 million people. There's still some gonna die. And that also dropped our base tax by 600. And now it's finally spreading west. While recording these episodes, we just got another update 1.0.6, which actually reverted the price of the trade to the previous values. So I'm again at 600 of trade income. And all of this population that I've lost with the new plague, that's one big issue. See? Building missing employees and RGOs missing employees. That is what is tanking my economy, and I can't really spend my money on anything right now because we have missing employees everywhere. So instead I'll be saving money for some buildings we are about to unlock, and it's time to declare some wars. I was looking at the alliance chains and I'm gonna declare on Wielki Novgorod, which of course is in the coalition, so I have to fight also Muscovy, Smolensk, Tver, Bohemia, and also Wielki Novgorod ally Sweden. What is actually surprising is that they decided to switch their capital, because I cut off their capital for the rest of the country, but they switched it to like completely random and not good province for their proximity. While in the meantime, Tver, they still have a capital here. So for that war, I have 2 stacks ready for Bohemia, 1 stack ready for Wielki Novgorod, 2 stacks ready for Moscow and Smolensk, and 1 non-artillery stack will be just running around trying to catch some stacks and kill them. Let's see how it goes. Winged Hussars will be fighting with Bohemians. I will not, this front line, I'm not gonna like micromanage it, I'm just gonna simply go and use focus siege. Just gonna focus on sieging forts and province capitals. Yeah, how about we go like this? And capital, of course. You will be taking care of Wielki Novgorod. And you will be taking care of this part. When this stack here without Ater, we will be having a focus of hunting armies. And it will be just pretty much this whole front line. You just have to go around and find people to kill. Now, Bohemia, since they are a bit stronger, but I made them weaker, it's gonna be a bit more micromanaged, where 1 stack will be slowly sieging, the stack will be waiting to have some fun. And since they only partly paid for some of these forts, I can go ahead and rush some of them in the first few months. Especially that, again, like in the war with Hungary, I've rushed the new unit types. So these rushes are not really hurting people sieging it down. Now, let's take a look how the Winged Hussars are gonna do against Bohemians. It's all levies, and I think that last patch also nerfed levies. That might be one of the reasons why we're destroying Hungarians so much. But let's take a look. Yeah, I think they nerfed levies too much. And on top of that, it's the Winged Hussars that are making a bit of a damage. But yeah, this might be too strong. Now see, here I was fighting a normal stack of their armies, and the casualties are just 3 to 1. And that's with having more up-to-date units. So in the first few months of that war, we've lost 5,000 troops. That's us and the allies. They've lost 60,000. We just researched a rights of the clergy law. Ah, look, there's a new icon for the loss. And here, we're gonna go for the pop conversion speed bonus. So how much of it do we already have? That's plus 107. Now it will be Zlewikk, but you're not even converting anything. Well, it's time to continue doing so, as everything needs to turn Catholic. Big goal of this war is to break any alliances, like you see Moscow with Hungary, Bulgaria and Wielki Novgorod. Bohemia with their own Highbox 7 alliances I'm breaking. Now this diplomatic map of Bohemia looks much better. Still alliance with Brescia, as is Brunswick, but that's much better. Say goodbye to allies, Mr. Muscovy. Now, from Novgorod, I could take everything probably, just create a huge border gore. But you know guys, I don't like border gore. That's why for now I'm taking all of this, which is 29 war score. And let's see if I can break any of the alliances. I think the UI about the alliances should be better. Just Sweden is to be broken, which is 19,000 for destroying the Patriarchate. Cool borders, we need to follow with conquest over here. That's why I'm already building spy network on both Moscow and Tver, and also soon I'll be building on Smolensk. And here in this terrain I'm gonna release vassals, not fiefdoms. 3 of them probably are like 6 or 7 I could release, but I'm doing less but bigger vassals now. We just unlock another 10% tax efficiency from an advance. You see our total income is already at 4.5 thousand. One of the hidden things that help you with proximity, and for example, let's go proximity from Warsaw to Kraków, you will see here that what impacts it is plenty of stuff. But one of the things that you can slowly impact long term is the development, where I think every fifth of development gives you 1% proximity cost. It used to be 1%, one of development was 1% of proximity cost. It was so much OP, but it's still a very decent and strong modifier. Another day, another ruler at the maximum stats. Oh, and she went insane the moment I said that. Reducing her skills. That war score cost is definitely gonna be useful. How much do I have? War score cost minus 21%, not bad. Keep in mind for every difference in the country ranks, I'm paying 10% more. So if I'm fighting a kingdom, 10% increase cost. If I'm fighting a duchy, 20%. If I'm fighting a county, 30%. Now this is much better, obviously with some rebels in the middle, but yeah, the borders are in general much better. And yeah, I was hoping Bohemia to not rejoin the coalition. Let's try improving with them before they do. War of the religion situation just started. I would like to join. But you see this saying that only members of the Holy Roman Empire can join the Catholic League? Yeah, I just can't join. I'd love to though. Maybe I'm just not informed enough. As I'm steadily converting locations, you see the satisfaction map looks much better than at the start of the episode where this was all orange and red. I wanted to end this episode with a war with Bohemia. There's one big issue with that, and these are the leagues. Bohemia is in the Catholic League, which means me declaring war on them is calling every single guy from that Catholic League into the war. So when I declare, that's how it looks like. And honestly, that should be really good content to run that war, but this video is already very long, so that content is gonna be for the start of the next episode. I'll probably make even more Winged Hussars and we're gonna have fun. Before ending, as promised you guys, I'm gonna show you some, stats and maps. You see 5,500 of tax base. We're rebuilding our population. A few map modes. This is the proximity map, control map, map of our markets. We definitely need more markets here once I get more lands myself. Cultures. Religions, literacy, this is the development, you clearly can see where we have towns and cities, food production, the locations, roads are obviously everywhere, and these are the known great power stress. This is it guys, I hope that you're enjoying this series so far. If you want me to continue this, leave a like on that video and subscribe to the channel to get notified about next video. Bye.